Hi Virgo, I hope that everybody's doing well. So I was getting a very specific message for Virgo. I was getting this notion about being in a place where, and energies can always be reversed. I don't know which side of this you're on, if this is something that you're experiencing. I was getting the notion that when we go through something where either we're communicating that we're not interested in somebody or something, or vice versa, that that it's a really important aspect for us to have, perception for us to have, that it's not a personal thing. It's more so about a matter of compatibility. Like, say you really liked somebody and they communicated that they weren't interested. It's not about you being rejected as a person, even though our egos are definitely going to feel that. It's more so about a lack of compatibility. So I was getting that notion so strongly coming through. So I don't know if maybe you're in a position where you're turning something down or something didn't work out for you, but yeah, I was getting multiple messages about that for you, Virgo. So, and you also popped up really heavily in Aquarius's reading. So if you feel guided to check that out, absolutely. You're always welcome to check out other readings. We all have every planet in our chart, so you may find that relevant. I'm looking at Aquarius popping out twice now, and a lesson, so who knows. Before we get into this, I would like to set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. All right, Virgo, I'm happy to be here with you. I'm looking at the progress that we're making with our abilities regarding our communication. I'm hearing stepping it up. I'm also hearing the word blunt. I'm seeing us walking into a place where we're feeling more comfortable voicing our opinions, things that we have to say, in a way where we feel like we're perfecting the timing, okay? And I'm seeing that this leads to our interactions getting to where we hope that they will go. Because I'm seeing a big accomplishment regarding our collaborations, our interactions, and I'm seeing something going on with a harmony, a marriage, a union from the past. This can be something from childhood as well. Or somebody that you've known since you were younger. I'm seeing that there's assistance that we are getting. I'm hearing view and I'm hearing performance. And now I'm looking at Taurus. It's like there was some sort of guided union with somebody from the past. I'm getting the vibe of a soul contract. And I'm seeing like spirit, your spirit guides, your higher self offering assistance to you in a dynamic. I'm also getting something about being guided in, and I'm seeing like maybe you realizing something. It's like I'm getting the vision of something kind of in neon lights, and you're like, that's it, that's that thing that I want there. Maybe a goal that's becoming more clear to you. Because I'm getting that there may have been some type of blank template. That's what I'm getting. And that now it's starting to fill in because you have a more clear idea of some sort of goal that you're trying to get to, okay? I'm hearing the word procure. I'm looking at the Strength card. This is Leo. I'm seeing the strength to call out somebody's behavior, somebody that we'd had some sort of close dynamic with, okay? Maybe something that manifested that we hadn't been expecting, but that we were guided to call out, and now I'm looking at Gemini. I'm looking at the progress that we've made in a dynamic, having the strength to call something out, maybe a past behavior that manifested regarding somebody that we had a close dynamic with. This is somebody that we felt comfortable sharing ideas with, and I'm also hearing dreams, and I'm seeing that there's assistance that manifests for us in calling this out as well, like stepping into a position where we're ready to call out somebody's behavior. I'm hearing taking the steps necessary, and I'm seeing Spirit guiding us towards the 10 of Pentacles. This is like a big goal that we have, something that we want to see manifest, especially in our close interpersonal relationships. I'm hearing with another. In that last spread, I'm looking at Taurus, Gemini, and Leo. And now I'm looking at a karmic test. You may be getting downloads about this. I'm seeing a karmic test about manifesting a lesson and also us recognizing our power. Like what we can offer. And also understanding that we're being guided to start a new venture. This may have been a lesson that we needed to learn in order to step into a place where we're ready to begin a new venture. Like being more open to our feelings as well. And I'm seeing that there's clarity that comes through for us about the Lovers. This is Gemini's card. Clarity that comes through about a test as well. I'm getting strongly about a karmic test. And I'm seeing that the truth that we find helps us with moving to a place where we feel stable, especially from an emotional standpoint. I'm hearing gathering the strength, and I'm seeing that there's major discipline that we're being guided to exercise here. It's like bringing truth and clarity both allows us to see things more clearly, and it also brings a sense of authenticity to our relationships and our behaviors as well. And this may have been a test too for us to speak up in a situation, so that we would be able to obtain a sense of balance and feel like like something could be equal for us, whereas maybe before we weren't feeling a dynamic that felt equal to us. And we were really guided to speak up about this. I'm getting really pulling on our Mercury here, and I'm seeing that we're being guided to manifest stability and to also make a decision regarding an offer. There may be something that we're being guided to communicate with somebody, because I'm seeing like there being a hesitance with making this offer, but I'm seeing that we want to do this, okay? Like we're being guided to do this, and we feel an urge to. But I'm seeing like a very strong hesitance to clarify this, maybe to, I'm getting confront this person, communicate with this person. And I'm seeing that this is a lesson about us being in an emotionally integrated place, okay? In order to avoid feeling disappointment in this situation. Because I'm seeing that if we don't speak up on this, we're going to feel like it's a lost opportunity. And I'm seeing this soul urge to step in this direction of feeling like we're exercising a sense of discipline and like really planting the seeds to do that. And also feeling like we're in control of the next steps that we're taking as well. We may feel a bit guarded. I'm getting the sense of that. I'm looking at Mercury and I'm looking at Saturn, which is Capricorn's card. And I'm looking at us being able to plan after clearing our heart space. And I'm seeing that there's a decision that needs to be made about walking away from a dynamic where we feel like it just reminds us of feeling hurt, okay? It's like planning to move away from whatever that is. I'm also hearing the word guidance. And this is the decision that needs to be made in order for us to find reciprocity. Because I'm seeing that somebody that we were dealing with, energies can always be reversed, somebody that we were dealing with was really not looking out for our best interest. And I'm seeing that this is also why we're being guided to work on executing balanced communication and then able to see a balanced dynamic. Because I'm getting that there was somebody that wasn't being honest with us, okay? Somebody that wasn't working in with integrity, okay? Somebody that we were interacting with. And this is why we were hurt. This is why we were feeling hurt. And maybe we're recognizing that in this dynamic, also feeling confused too. Maybe in recognizing this dynamic, we're going to kind of be able to call our power back to us. Like feeling like we're in charge once again, where before we may have been giving our power away to something. Something, someone, a dynamic, a situation. And we're being guided to start a new venture, to have the discipline to plant the seeds, and to also be healing and adapting after feeling the heartbreak. I'm getting after being betrayed by somebody, okay? As we see that, I'm seeing that we're really in our heads. We're really in our heads about this, because I'm getting that there's a decision that needs to be made. There's planning that needs to be done to move to a new place. And I'm getting that there's a lot of worry that goes hand in hand with this, that we're being guided to work through. And I'm seeing us also being guided to move away from this situation, to move into a place where we are accepting a role where we feel in charge, again, where we're calling our energy back to ourselves and also leaving the chaos behind. So we can move into a place where we feel like we can find the peace that we want to see. I'm looking at Sagittarius in this deck. This is definitely about taking action in a situation. And something that we're strongly being guided to do, okay? And I'm seeing there being a celebration after we make this decision. I'm getting a sense of fear about being left out. Maybe about having to be on our own for a bit. Maybe also leaving some type of circle that we have. This can be of friends, people that we know, some type of community involvement that we have. And that may be part of the reason why we're feeling a hesitance. But I'm seeing that there is a lesson that we are being guided to complete, okay? And I'm seeing us working on using our throat chakra. I'm looking at Mercury, which is all about, it's about communication. It's about sharing ideas. It's like the vehicle to express our inner thoughts and all of that. Maybe even working to get to a place where we're feeling comfortable expressing those things. Maybe also standing up for ourselves too. I'm looking at communication. Clear communication. Maybe about the way that we were hurt by something, okay? And also in recognizing this, I'm looking at us bringing clarity to a dynamic that we have to find reciprocity, because we may feel like some sort of dynamic that we have, this can be at work, this can also be in our interpersonal relationships, there's a dynamic that we're in that doesn't feel balanced to us. And I'm getting that this is what we're striving for, Virgo. And it's going to help us drop the stress that we're feeling too. It's like you can put those sticks down now. It's a lot to be carrying. And when we move away from the things that don't feel like they're bringing us joy anymore, don't feel like they're bringing us happiness, and recognizing that it's time to lay something to rest, I'm seeing us moving into a place where we feel like it's almost like you're walking around without realizing that you need glasses, and then all of a sudden you put them on and you're like, wow, the world looks so different now. And I'm kind of seeing that as we move into this place, it's kind of like that process where everything around us becomes clear. And I'm getting like this notion of us being able to see ourselves in a more clear way as well. I'm seeing clarity, and I'm looking at balance, justice, and us being in a place where we're ready to call things out is also what is justice for this situation. And I'm seeing like a really huge transformation, really strong Pluto energy regarding this lesson, because I'm looking at Saturn, Mercury. So a lesson with our communication. I'm getting skills, okay? And also I'm looking at Pluto, which is about a transformation regarding these things, okay? And I'm seeing that working through this may feel stressful for us. However, it's because we're being guided into a transformation regarding our communication skills. And I'm seeing there being a lot more clarity that comes through after we get to the end of this. I'm also looking at Libra too, which can speak on our interpersonal relationships. It also speaks on Venus energy. I'm hearing pretty lights. That may be a musical reference. Okay. And I'm seeing that after we go through this transformation that we're being guided through, the Wheel of Fortune turns in favor of us having a new beginning, maybe in a marriage, maybe in a harmony that we're discovering with another, if that's something that we want. It's like a whole new level of balance that before we weren't even aware that we could obtain. There we are, Virgo. Dropping the stress that we have by going deeply within ourselves and kind of turning off the volume to the opinions of others. I'm seeing us really searching within. I'm seeing us getting grounded. I'm also seeing us taking a break from some sort of dynamic as well. And I'm getting that this is also going to ease the stress, because outwardly, I'm getting like physically 3D, there may be some stuff that's stressing us out, and this is why we're being guided to go within, because it's going to give us clarity with like this main direction that we're being guided into. And I'm seeing Spirit guiding in this new beginning for us. Something that we're being guided to step into. I'm getting strongly that this is a new cycle that we're being moved into, Virgo. And I'm getting that there are answers too that you're going to find when you look within. And now I'm looking at falling over the stress that we're experiencing and a transformation. I'm looking at us overcoming the obstacles it takes to get there. This is Cancer's card. I'm looking at Jupiter and I'm looking at Cancer. This is about expansion as far as our very deep sentimental emotions, okay? Interpersonal relationships. I'm looking at Taurus and I'm looking at Virgo as well. And I'm seeing that there's a victory that we're going to have with ending something that strongly needs to be ended. We're being strongly urged to end something that feels out of balance, something that may feel unhealthy to us as well. And I'm seeing that in the end, I'm looking at Spirit and our guides celebrating because we're being guided into a new beginning, something that I'm hearing we're willing to take on. I'm getting like something new manifesting for us. Something being handed to us. I'm getting like shiny and new. And this is why we're being guided to plant the seeds. We may be wanting this to come in for us, because I'm seeing that this thing manifests in our physical environment. I'm getting that this is about a deep connection, okay? Something that we may be discovering with another. Something that we're going to feel our senses are tied to. I'm getting like a sense of a spiritual connection. And we're being guided as well to follow our intuition through this process as well. And kind of be looking at that to lead us rather than signs that physically we may be seeing too. It's like choosing our senses, our spirituality, our intuition over things that are purely just physical, that don't have that essence of spirituality to them. And this leads us into a wish fulfillment. I'm getting a big Jupiter theme here, which can speak on luck and falling over justice, and I'm getting a reform, okay? Is a new venture. And I'm getting that this new direction is something that we're wishing for, something that we feel emotionally connected to, emotionally tied to. There may be some frustration because of there being delays with this thing. I'm looking at Capricorn here. This can also just represent our physical 3D environment. We may have felt we may have felt distracted by the things in our physical environment, and so that took precedence over a sense of spirituality or feeling connected to that. And now I'm seeing an illumination after we undergo this transformation, and that we're going to be victorious. And now I'm looking at the sun popping out, which speaks on, I'm looking at like this thing that lands down for you. I'm getting a strong sense of feeling very connected to this thing. Maybe like I'm getting something about internally, like something spiritual going on, and I'm seeing a wish fulfillment, and I'm seeing like the illumination of that wish fulfillment. This speaks on our happiness. This can speak on being in touch with our inner child. Also like the realization of something that we're manifesting, something that we're willing to be. I'm looking at very strong solar plexus energy here. And I'm looking at us planting the seeds for a new venture, maybe in a new dynamic with somebody. After ending whatever old dynamic this was, okay? Because I'm getting like when we looked within, we realized that there was an ending that we needed to move through, that we needed to put down, something that it's our responsibility to I'm hearing advocate and also communicate as well, okay? And maybe we're recognizing too that something was a karmic lesson for us to experience, and it was a means for learning some type of skill, a lesson, something that would further us and open us up to whatever new dynamic this is that we want to manifest, whatever new situation this is that we want to manifest. And I'm seeing that there's a Capricorn in our physical environment, maybe some type of masculine figure that that might be observing us going through this process, okay? There could just be like interesting. Sometimes when these cards fall out next to each other, it can be seen as like a stalking type of energy. Maybe somebody like really fixating on someone else. I'm looking at a masculine figure here. This can be, I'm not getting that this is a boss. I'm getting that this is somebody interpersonal wise that has their eye on us. Interesting. Somebody that we're being guided to set boundaries with. I'm looking at the sun, I'm looking at Capricorn, and I'm looking at Gemini. And I'm seeing that we are being guided to temper this ending, and also understanding the illumination now of us being guided to move away from a situation. It's like adapting to the acknowledgement that this thing is done now. Especially because whatever we're being guided to move into, I'm looking at us moving towards, I'm looking at Sagittarius, I'm looking at us moving towards Aquarius. This can also be us moving towards healing. Because I'm getting a strong, like, having patience with ourselves, understanding what's going on in our physical environment, and also taking our spirituality and allowing that to kind of lead us physically through these steps to healing. And also feeling like we're more in our energy as well. Like, more purely within our energy. So we can be happy. I'm getting that patience is going to play a key role in us getting to this place where emotionally we feel like we can let our guard down and just enjoy life. And I'm getting a big addressing that we're being guided to do in regard to our emotions. And I'm seeing that yet again, we are being guided to call out an ending, and I'm seeing our spirit guides kind of like championing us through this. and healing from this experience. Because it's like, on one side, there's this experience that we have gone through, maybe situations that were extremely unpleasant. And when we step into a place where we're ready to call out these behaviors and also walk away from what we feel like there's nothing left for us to do, it's like really having the strength to recognize when it's time to walk away. I'm seeing that on the other side of this is our happiness. And one that we have really put the work in to build. I'm hearing success, and I'm getting that this is how we transcend disappointment, because we're ready to follow our intuition. And get out of our own way, get out of our heads. It's like when we allow the beacon of light that is our intuition to guide us through, I'm seeing us transcend disappointment and also like release ourselves from this self-imposed position that we put ourselves in. And I'm getting to that there may be a sense of regret or something along those lines, disappointment, that we're being guided to recognize and also to release. I'm getting that strongly because I'm seeing that there's going to be a big change when we do this. I'm looking at Sag, I'm looking at Aquarius in this spread over here, and now I'm looking at planning being done regarding the next steps that we want to take. I'm looking at Gemini here, and I'm looking at the Sun. And I'm seeing that after we end whatever cycle this is, I'm seeing something kind of stabilize within the home. And I'm seeing like major healing that we're being guided through. It's like because we've now been brave enough to shed light on this, we're now able to heal from this. And we're able to release it. I'm getting like getting out of our own ways, getting out of our own head is going to be really integral to this process, because it's like it's so important for us to recognize and validate our emotions and then also really release anything that we're harboring. Okay, Virgo, we are going to end it there. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for being here. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye, Virgo.